Hello, this is Cassidy with the Littlest Giants. I am here at the Lakers versus Pelicans game, and it's also my birthday, so I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited. I've also had 3 shots.
Boom. Couple.
When it comes to free agency, we all know that anything goes. But in this particular athlete, he just caught our attention because his catch and kill trade agreement was out of this world. I'm talking about none other than Anthony Davis. Will he make demands or will he stand? Anthony Davis' free agency has been a buzz since the deadline draws closer, and that's summer of 2020. Now, during this time, reporters happened to catch LeBron James, and they asked him would he mind playing with AD. And Yahoo Sports reporting him saying that would be amazing. You know, like duh, it would be incredible. Now, when word got out that he didn't mind playing with AD and he was considering him to be a part of a championship team, I'm sure sometime in the future, everybody wanted a response. So Yahoo Sports, of course, caught up with AD, and they reported him saying this: I take legacy over money. I want to have a legacy. All my people that look up to me, the younger kids, I want them to know about AD's legacy. Championships, the things I do in the community, being a good teammate, playing hard. All that stuff matters the most to me. Don't get me wrong, money is amazing. But I think in that sense, money or legacy, I think my legacy will win the battle every time. Oh, how sentimental. At least we thought. Until December 22nd, 2018, Sports Illustrated. Apparently, Davis effectively brought the Pelican season to an end on January 28th, when his agent Rich Paul publicly requested a trade. And of course, it's well within his power to do so, but that was definitely beyond the point of stirring a pot. The only problem with that was everything didn't necessarily turn out like he thought. You see, the timing of Davis' request made 10 days before the trade deadline at a time when a suitor like the Celtics wouldn't be able to make their best offer. It tilted negotiations towards the Lakers, right? So when a list of Davis' preferred destinations was reported, it included the Lakers and 3 other teams, but they were all ill-equipped to actually make a legal, sensible offer for him. In all, the episode seemed a rather naked attempt to unite one of Paul's clients with another. Now, in all of this that was going on, AD found himself speaking to the commentators at TNT, and they asked him straight up, do you have a list of teams you want to go to? And he was very candid, and he explained, I would choose all 29 teams. They're all my options, all 29 teams. But rumor got out that there were actually 4 options that he's been looking at. And that happens to be the Milwaukee Bucks, New York Knicks, Boston Celtics, and of course, the LA Lakers. Now, AD's father, Mr. Anthony Davis Sr., he's a team player, for lack of better words. Now, when the issue of this infamous list came out, he made one thing clear, that his son was never to play for the Celtics. ESPN reported him saying, and I quote, Boston? I would never want my son to play for Boston after what they done to Isaiah Thomas. No loyalty. God gives his heart and soul, and then they traded him. Sheesh. Talk about God beef. But the only thing that I want Mr. AD Sr. to do is to convince his son to stay quiet until the summer of 2020. Because he's still giving interviews that are still creating confusion and simply not hiding what the right hand is doing from the left. You know what I mean? So here are some facts that need to be acknowledged. Fact number 1. The Lakers wanted Anthony Davis, and they were willing to trade anyone except LeBron James. Just to make this deal, okay? They're willing to trade Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and even Rajon Rondo. The manner in which the Pelicans negotiated seemed unusual, and as the deadline expired without a Davis trade, ESPN reported that it was all a petty ploy to taint the Lakers' chemistry as revenge for potential tampering, which ended up being successful because they lost quite a few games right after that. but my morale wouldn't be that high either if I found out publicly that you're willing to trade me for this cat. So also, the Bleacher Report was reporting that the major advantage that the New Orleans Pelicans have always held over other NBA teams lusting after AD is the ability to offer him a supermax contract extension this upcoming summer. But according to Sam Amron, an athletic director, Davis does not see that extra $87.3 million in New Orleans. So how is he expected to get that $240 million off of 5 years? I'll be honest with you, I don't see it either. As a connoisseur, being a Pelicans fan and a stakeholder, those seats aren't full enough for me. The halftimes are boring, but it's something to do. The general timeline for Davis has always seemed likely to be as follows. He would remain a Pelican until this summer, when the team would offer him every last penny available to them. If Davis signed the extension, his future would be in New Orleans. And so that's why it was a problem with LeBron meddling, because if indeed he did take that deal, he would have just got $140 million and would have had to sit out the entire time until the summer. No play on that. If he didn't sign, however, the Pelicans would likely trade him rather than risk losing him for nothing in the summer of 2020. That would also allow Davis to potentially sign a supermax deal with his new team. Teams believing Davis would be willing to sign a long-term extension to stay, they would offer bigger packages to the Pelicans than teams where Davis staying would be unlikely. Now that makes sense. The Lakers president, though, downplayed how much the Pelicans' tactics actually worked because they got that ass. Sure, the Lakers lost by 42 when basically every player was leaked in a trade proposal, but they bounced back to beat the Celtics. And Magic Johnson pointed out that the Lakers are professionals who can deal with trade rumors. And adequately so, because they have the most championships, if I'm not mistaken. Well, as they say, for whom much is given, much is definitely to be required. So, Mr. Anthony Davis, the summer of 2020 is definitely yours, sir. I am wishing you the best of luck, but remember, silence is golden. Until next time, thank you for watching A Little Sports News with me. I am Cassidy Dunshea.